Hello and welcome to all my dear students. I hope you all are doing fine. So today we are going to start with the new chapter of class 12. Again a very simple, short, easy lecture, that is microbes in human welfare. Today we are going to again cover a little portion of this chapter in which we are going to study the benefits of microbes. So far we are known, or like we know that how bacteria, fungi and all these microbes are harmful to human beings. They cause so many diseases. But in this chapter, you are going to learn about their welfare schemes. The chapter name is Microbes in Human Welfare. That how can we use these microbes even in a better way. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the economic importance by the bacteria or simply microbes. Correct? So, introduction portion is simply the name of the chapter itself, microbes in human welfare. So, in this chapter, what are we going to study, bachcho? We are going to study the benefits of microbes. That how they have made our lives even more easy. You don't know. Every day you are interacting, you're counteracting with these microbes, and you don't know that how they are making your life better. Like for example, we all are fans of curd. Yes or no? We all know that mummy every night she just warms the milk and then she keep it aside, adding a little bit of inoculum or starter, and in the morning you get to eat a healthy curd along with your prantha or whatever you have in your breakfast. So that conversion of milk into curd is a result of microbial action. The bread which you eat, the dosa, idli, whatever such products you eat, again, if suppose you're planning to eat today maybe dosa or idli, then a night before, your mother just she mixes and grinds all the pulses and she keep it overnight, and next day you get to eat or you get to enjoy those idlis. So how that starter or how that dough is being prepared, why mama is keeping it overnight, and why it is ready early in the morning, what is happening actually during that night time? It is the microbial action which is taking place to prepare your dosa idli. Cheese. We all are fans of pizzas and burgers. Pizzas and burgers, they are of no use if cheese is not added. Preparation of cheese, the texture, the flavor, everything of the cheese is dependent upon the microbial action which is taking place. Correct? Yes or no? I hope you all agree with this thing. Okay, so as I was telling you, the roles of microbes in this chapter, we are first going to start with the use of microbes in our day-to-day life. Even when we are not aware about it, still we are getting the benefits from these microbes. Now, people who are saying I am a vegetarian person but still eating curd, still eating idlis, so tell them you're not vegetarian, you are consuming millions of bacteria even in a simple spoon of a curd. So no one is vegetarian. Correct. Chalo. So microbes in household products. First use of microbe is in beta. Preparation of curd. Right? Preparation of curd. Now, the milk is converted into curd overnight because the milk or the curd is rich in lactic acid bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria, which helps in converting the milk protein into curd. This curd has more nutritional value. It is rich in vitamin B12. It controls the microbial growth in your stomach, and it also helps to improve your digestive system. So millions of lactic acid bacteria, if you know the process of preparing curd, then you must have seen your mothers that she warms the milk and then she add a spoon of curd and then she stir it and keep it overnight. That single spoon of curd is having millions of lactic acid bacteria which overnight grows in the milk. They convert the milk protein into casein, finally converting milk into curd with more nutritional values. So preparation of curd, the bacteria used is called as lab bacteria, that is lactic acid or lactobacillus bacteria. Beta, this bacteria, lactic acid bacteria, converts milk protein into casein, thus converting milk into curd with more nutritional values. With more nutritional values, as curd is rich in vitamin B12, plus it also enhances the it maintains the good quality of the stomach, controls the excessive growth of microbes. It indirectly, you can say, curd helps to maintain the gut health. Apart from this, second important is in the preparation of the dough for making bread. Your bread was prepared in the industries, but before that, dough has to be prepared, which will be kept overnight, and then with that dough kept overnight will be used to make bread. Now what in that dough is actually added? In that dough, the people add or sprinkle yeast, which is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, a unicellular fungus. It is also a microbe. That yeast overnight performs anaerobic respiration. It ferments the dough, releases carbon dioxide as the end product, give that puffy appearance to the dough, and then you see how soft your bread becomes. Correct? That softness is all dependent upon the quality and the time given to the yeast to prepare the dough. Same thing is also done to prepare your cheese. So next is preparation of the dough for making bread. So it is done beta with the help of let me add a page. This is done with the help of yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, also called as baker's yeast, that or which ferments the dough overnight and make it soft. Releasing CO2, which softens your dough, and thus soft bread you get to enjoy from the market. Next important is in making dosas and idli, also the same concept. You keep your dosa idli batter overnight, and suppose in the vessel in which you have kept your dough is suppose this much, 1/3 filled. But in the morning, if you see, it becomes even, the quantity increases. Your mother is adding nothing overnight. Simply by itself, the quantity in the vessel has increased. It is due to the puffed up appearance, and this puffy appearance is coming to due to the bacteria which are growing on this dough overnight, and they perform anaerobic respiration, they perform alcoholic fermentation, they release CO2, because of which that puffy appearance come. And yes, more puffy appearance, the softer the dough, better is your dosa and idli. So same concept is used. Same concept as that of bread is used in making or is used in preparing the base of, is used in making dosas and idlis. There is one South Indian milk or traditional drink called toddy. Toddy is also prepared by the fermentation of the sap extracted from the plant, that even in our also not only in South India, even in North India also, several drinks, some kind of drinks, are hard drinks, are prepared by collecting the sap from the plant and like keeping it, covering it, creating anaerobic conditions, letting the bacteria grow, and they keep it like for 1 week, 2 weeks, and let that bacteria perform alcoholic fermentation, and then they produce those flavored drink from the extracts of the plant with the help of fermentation. So next point is role of bacteria in the preparation of a South Indian drink called toddy. It is prepared by fermenting the sap from the plant which is collected, from where it is collected. So next point is, it is prepared by the fermentation, by growing the bacteria, giving them anaerobic conditions, by the fermentation of sap from the plant where it is collected, obtained from the plant. Correct? One more use of microbes I have told you in your household, in your day-to-day life, even if you, which you may even not be aware of, is preparing cheese. Cheese preparation. Next is preparation of cheese. The quality, texture, flavor of the cheese depends upon the type of bacteria you are using it to ferment. So many type of cheese you get from the market. Some are high quality, some are low quality, some are cheaper, some are expensive. So all this depends upon the softness of the cheese. More the soft, better is the cheese. More will be the flavor. More the fermentation, more will be the flavor. And all these things depends upon the type of bacteria used to ferment the cheese batter. So quality, texture, and beta, flavor of the cheese depends upon the type of bacteria fermenting. Depends upon the type of bacteria fermenting. Like for example, there is one cheese called Swiss cheese. You must have seen in that show. Which show? Yeah, Tom and Jerry show. The Jerry eats a cheese with big holes. It's kind of this. It's a cubical box kind of, and yeah, it has some big holes. A yellow color cheese. So that big hole cheese is known as Swiss cheese, and it is prepared by using a special bacteria called Propionibacterium shermani. And this bacteria, it ferments the cheese batter, releases CO2, creating these holes. So next point you are going to write is, for example, Propionibacterium shermani is used in the preparation of Swiss cheese. It's a very good quality cheese. More number of bigger holes means more fermentation has taken place, more CO2 evolution has taken place. Is used in preparing Swiss cheese with bigger holes. Right? Yes, and those bigger holes are actually due to evolution of CO2. Due to evolution of CO2 by the fermentation of the bacteria. By the fermentation from the bacteria. So these are the simple uses of microbes in day-to-day life. Some you may also not be aware of, some you may be aware of. But yes, no doubt, microbes are of great use. Now, next is use of microbes in industrial products, especially in the fermentation. In industries, big vessels, big fermenters are steel plants are developed called fermenters, in which whole lot of your substrates are added, then yeast is added, and then the fermentation is taking place for number of days, then you're preparing your drink. This concept is used in brewing industry. Brewing industries are those where you prepare your wine and beer, all these hard drinks. So microbes, use of microbes in brewing industry. Which industry? Brewing industry. Use of microbes in brewing industries. Correct? Chalo. For brewing industries, fermentation has to take place in large scale. For that, small vessels, like suppose if I have to prepare dosa at my home, I obviously in small vessels, or in my small vessel also I can keep my dough and let the bacteria grow. But suppose at industry level, if I'm doing the same work, then a small vessel will be of no use. There has to be big steel vessels in which the same process can take place. Such big vessels are known as fermenters. So next point is, at industrial level, fermentation takes place inside big vessels. Inside big vessels called fermenters. Correct? So this is the first point. Second point, for example, in brewing industry, to prepare drinks, yeast bacteria, now it is called as brewer's yeast. Same Saccharomyces cerevisiae. If it is used for making bread, it is called as baker's yeast. If the same yeast is used in making brewing industry, then it is called as brewer's yeast. So to prepare drink, yeast called as brewer's yeast. Now yeast is used for fermentation. Now there can be two types of drinks prepared, some distilled and some non-distilled. Distilled, beta, they are more concentrated, they have more percentage of alcohol as compared to non-distilled ones. Distilled means like your vodka, rum, whiskey, and non-distilled means like wine and beer. They have less percentage of alcohol and more percentage of water, whereas distilled are more concentrated ones. Example, whiskey, rum. Non-distilled, wine and beer, they just have less than 10% of alcohol in them. They are diluted forms, and this is more concentrated form of drinks. Correct? Have you all understood the use of microbes in brewing industry? Now next is in fermented beverages. This I have already told you. So basically there are two types of beverages, that is your non-distilled and distilled. So you have to just remember the names, which is distilled and which is non-distilled. Now coming to the next topic, which is obtaining antibiotics. Now there was a great discovery in the field of science, that is development of antibiotics. There was a scientist called Alexander Fleming, beta. He was working on some bacteria called Staphylococcus. Now Staphylococcus, he prepared some petri dishes, and then what he did, his petri dish got old, then he discarded them. And after some days in his lab, he observed that the petri dish which he discarded, around those petri dish, a mold, fungus was growing, because of which the bacteria Staphylococcus could not grow. Then he studied that mold, उसने उस fungus के बारे में पढ़ा, and he realized that fungus is releasing a chemical which is not letting the growth of the bacteria. He named that chemical as penicillin after the name of the fungus. That mold was Penicillium notatum. So like this, we have obtained our first antibiotic, penicillin. It was a random discovery by Alexander Fleming. He was not preparing to discover, but yes, he got to discover the first antibiotic. Now let's write this. Basically beta, anti means opposite, bio means living. So with respect to bacteria, whenever you fall ill, you go to doctor gives you some antibiotics for 5 days and you take them, you become perfect. So with respect to your body, for human beings, these antibiotics are actually probiotics. They are life supporter. But for bacteria which is growing inside your body, these antibiotics, they enter inside you, they kill the bacteria. So there's opposite to bacteria. They don't let bacteria to grow. So the name is after the bacteria, not with respect to human beings. With respect to human beings, these chemicals are probiotics. So with respect to bacteria, the name is given. With respect to bacteria, the name is proposed as antibiotics do not let bacteria to grow. As antibiotics, beta, do not let bacteria to grow. However, with respect to humans, they are probiotics. However, with respect to humans, these are supporter of life. When you fall ill, you take antibiotics, you become okay. So they are supporting your life. With respect to humans, these are probiotics. The first antibiotic was developed accidentally. Next point. First antibiotic was accidentally developed by Alexander Fleming. By Alexander Fleming while working on Staphylococcus. What he observed? While working on bacteria Staphylococcus, he observed one thing, that these Staphylococcus could not grow in the presence of the Staphylococcus beta. They could not grow in the presence of the fungus which was growing on their petri dish. So he later found that this fungus is Penicillium notatum, that is producing a chemical that is not letting Staphylococcus to grow. So like this, he came to know that this chemical is potent enough to kill the bacteria. Now suppose if in my body Staphylococcus will grow, so doctor will prescribe me penicillin. I will take the tablets, that tablet will go inside me and will kill the bacteria Staphylococcus and I will be cured. So it is antibiotic with respect to bacteria, but it is helping me, it is supporting my body. So with respect to me, it is a probiotic. Correct? Yes or no? Understood? The fungus from which this first antibiotic, the fungus from which this first antibiotic was developed, क्या था वो? Was the fungus from which this first antibiotic was developed was Penicillium notatum. And which antibiotic, which chemical it was releasing? Penicillin. However, the full potency, the full explanation of this antibiotic was given by two people, that is Ernest Chain and Howard Florey. And this antibiotic was specially used in World War II. To treat the patients of World War II, this antibiotic was extremely used. The full explanation was given by these two people, and later in the year 1945, all the three people, Fleming for discovering, Chain and Florey for explaining its full use, they were awarded with Nobel Prize. Correct? Understood everyone that what is antibiotic and all the points which I have told you. So today we have discussed the roles of microbes in your household purposes, in industrial purposes, in fermentation, for brewing industries, in beverages, as well as the use of microbes to prepare antibiotics. So I hope you all have understood so far. If yes, do not forget to mention in the comment section. Till then, bye bye everyone. Take care. Lots of love to all my dear students.